wonderful Monday so far, an easy one. Mine has been fantastic. It's been a fantastic day. Kind of cold today. It hasn't been super hot like the rest of the days, but I hope you are having a wonderful one wherever you are. And of course, I hope you're keeping it no diddy. I hope you're keeping it no diddy all the
You must
way.
have really wanted to go live. Why you ain't go home?
Yeah, I really wanted to do this show today because I wanted us to talk about, of course, everything that has been going on during the weekend. But if it's not the lights, it's the internet. I don't know what's going on, man, in Kenya. If it's not the lights now, it's now the internet. I'm
I
not
lose.
understanding what's
I,
happening.
I
Mm,
left. I might be I'm in the woods now, so I might go in and out. So I left. I was
it's
sitting
okay.
there,
It's
did a show from a certain place. I said, okay, we're not gonna do it. Let me go. I'm in the
mm,
backwoods of West Texas. Shit, fucked up out here.
mm. Be careful. Be careful. So long as there's no one who's get alligators, nothing, you're good.
Nah, not this end. No alligators. Just angry white people. Sundown town.
Stay out of, stay away from them. That's what you
Watch
do.
out. All right. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
about to get. I
Karibu
ain't about to
sana.
get. Saudi Sana. I'm not about to get hung nowhere. I got this act right to put on your ass.
Come on.
That's right.
Fuck
That's
around,
right,
you'll
brother.
find out.
People. That's right. People need to act right. I look at this lady's video
Like,
on TikTok today. She's in a sundown town. She said what Joby said. So I've heard you, motherfuckers. I know this is sundown town. Y'all don't like us. Y'all don't like
you
me.
got
I listen. I listen,
you.
y'all. She said y'all fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm. Or you're
Um,
gonna tell us like
so,
Kamala Harris what she said right in this video. You had this?
yeah, I seen that video. With Oprah, shit, yeah, I
Kamala
seen that
has to
video.
get
Talking about,
shot.
they get shot.
Yes,
Of course,
yes, I
of
hear
course, they
that.
got
I hear
shot. You
that.
got,
Probably should not.
you got the Secret Service lady, and being protected, the Vice President of the United States. You got the Secret Service. Somebody's getting into your house. Anyway, that don't work. You can't get the Americans guns. So you're not just say you said you're gonna try to take the guns. It's a
Mm-hmm.
constitutional right that we have guns. But your masters, your handlers, want Americans to get their guns out. You're not gonna do like they did in Canada. You're not gonna never get the guns out the Americans' hands. Especially this is a racist country. You ain't getting black people to give up their weapons in this motherfucker be unprotected this racist ass country. Where we getting hanged from trees. Are you crazy? So white people ain't getting up their guns either. So all your propaganda with your homosexual buddy Barack Obama talking that shit for 8 years, and other, we don't give a shit. Now you talking, oh, you like guns, and listen, lady, your polls are lies. They want to put Trump in there. At least Trump is talking about bringing back manufacturing. You can't have a real country unless you make shit. They know we gave all our shit to China, and that's what he's mentioning. Even though he's still controlled by the same people, he's just hearing what you want to hear. You gotta be manufacturing it back to America. That's why they sure Africa couldn't manufacture with these fake terrorists because Africa be the prime place to manufacture because everything comes from there. Why ship shit overseas when you can dig right in the ground in Africa and just manufacture shit right there? It'd be cheaper, easier, but we don't want no niggas to have nothing.
Exactly. Stay in poverty. Let us make the resources, make money out of you as you
Right.
give us your shit for free. It's
That's
crazy.
right.
It is super
It is.
crazy. Yeah, but shout out to Kamala Harris. I posted that video somewhere and people reacted super crazy on it, and they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Remember the Biden administration wanted to take gun control, or to take hold of guns, and right now looking at how the illegal immigrants are literally invading the country and how they're benefiting, including where they're being given guns because we've seen them being given some weapons in. I'm not sure where, but in some states we've seen them walking with the
Yep.
weapons. So they feel they have the authority to go even demanding rent because if I have the Glock and you don't, hey, you're gonna give me the money. You're gonna give me the money. If you don't have a way of you defending yourself,
That's right.
you're gonna end up giving me money. So that is brave of Americans, and
That's
also
right.
Black Americans, literally. I remember at
You
first
don't give me.
personally I was
You
like,
don't give me. You don't give me the.
literally.
You don't. You don't. You don't give me the money. You gonna give me some booty. One or the other.
for me, I think I was caught up because of the mass shootings. Because I think the time I took over, there was a lot of mass shootings going on. And I was like, this is just
Yeah,
so
a
crazy
lot of those mass
to.
shootings, a lot of those mass shootings are phony. A lot of those mass shootings are what we
Mhm,
call false flags. They 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 do them, and when they talk about it, they try to say you're a conspiracy now. They do these mass shootings, Joby, to push an agenda. Say, look at these mass shootings. We can't have these mass shootings nowhere. Let's now take the guns. All that shit is phony. Just like
mhm,
just like when they did all the spacecraft that blew up. Oh, Columbia blew all these spacecrafts that were going to the space, blew up. They said them people died. Then we found those people still alive in America. They're still alive. They try to tell you, oh, those are the twins. Oh, all of them had twins. All of them had identical twins, Joby. All of them. You don't get the hell out of here. It's all a scam. You're not supposed to know it.
mhm,
Everything's a goddamn lie.
mhm.
You
Yeah, but
know.
during this weekend, apart from learning, of course, about the vanilla and beaver nutsack, producing the vanilla taste, I also, of course, was keeping up with what is going on with the. Huh? Come again?
I said, you still on that shit?
No, I'm just saying, apart from learning that, of course, I was still keeping up with.
Okay.
Kid, calm down. Come. Hey, hey, Yawa. Hey. I'm just trying to say, like, apart from that, I learned, and also I was, of course, keeping up with the Didi situation, which I know you did talk about during the weekend. I did see you did a couple of shows, but I don't know if you also saw that we had the CEOs of majority of the companies, including the Google company. We had I think
They started
Nike
resigning.
company.
Started
Yeah, they
resigning.
started resigning.
Started resigning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority of them
They just
also
been
are
in
also
them
coming
parties.
from the music label. Majority of them are music label leaders. We have the Japan president, the CEO who has resigned, along with the CEO of other 300 Entertainment, also the CEO of Sony Music, and a bunch of them. So the question Meek Mill was asking, like, what is going on? Why are these all CEOs resigning? And that is what I want us to discuss today. Like, there's a lot of
Yep.
things going on right now. We have the PDD situation, we have these CEOs resigning. We're just coming from the Trump shooting, and we have elections also coming up. Like, what is all this distraction about? And we also have other global agendas that are also being executed. Like, what is this
What they do
distraction
in the
all
UN.
about, and what are they trying to
Well,
do? What they're doing in
well,
the
the
UN?
distractions,
Mhm.
well, the distractions, what they do right now in the UN, they're trying to make the New World Order. They're pushing now in the UN. They're trying to change the name of it, trying to create their global government. They have the UN control of all countries. But Diddy's not really a distraction. Diddy is just, they need to get rid of him because, you know, he's
He
too
is kid
exposed.
because he is because if you're talking about the entertainment industry, and if we go back to I can't remember the name how we call it again, where we have these different categories of distraction: entertainment, education, politics, religion. Entertainment being part of it has been a major distraction of them being able to execute everything
Of
they've
course.
wanted globally. And looking at P Diddy, how he has played a very big role on building all these images we have and believe that they are good people. Talking from Meek Mill, Asha, and all these names. Burna Boy apparently is trending because all his videos of him meeting with P Diddy, how it started,
Diddy.
how it went down.
Yeah.
Everything is just being
Yeah.
exposed right now.
Burna
So
Boy.
like,
Burna Boy done had P.
yeah, so
Burna Boy done had P. Diddy's butt, had his penis in his butt, saying, "Last, last, last, last. P. Diddy, your dick is in my ass."
wow, okay, calm down. Wow. I'm just
That's
asking,
what
like, we're
that's
trying to understand now.
that's what he said.
You
That's
know,
what he said. Wow. I was just dick in my ass.
and
Last, 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 last.
It didn't
How
seem
did your dick get
it
in
didn't
my
seem like
ass?
yeah, it didn't seem like that. But to everyone who's just joining in, I want us to understand, and I'd love to hear so everyone point of view because there's a lot of things going on. And saying that P Diddy is not a distraction, personally, I feel like that's a big NO because he's a very big picture who has been
Well,
nurturing
the whole thing is
majority of the
distract. Of course, the whole thing is a distraction, Joey, right now. Because but he's been nurturing a homo and transgender agenda. All these fake words. As I showed in the video, I did a show Saturday night showing you they had these trans men up in that shit. And I told you all the rumors about LL Cool J ain't even denying it. All those cats. All of them are goddamn fucking zesty. All a bunch of zesty ass niggas. You ain't no grown ass man rubbing y'all on your goddamn back of your neck and shit. Dance while he his booty dress on. You crazy? We moving some furniture around up in that motherfucker. Are you crazy? Got your dick tucked into your damn underwear and you rubbing me all on the back of my head? Some furniture got to get moved around there. So they've been pushing this agenda. We just didn't know. So yeah, I'm not saying is he a distraction? Now it's not really a distraction. It's just that too many people is asking questions. This all really started, Joby, about 7 years ago with that Pizzagate. They tried to cover up all that shit with the Pizzagate shit. I sent you that video. It told you Big Mike. Big Mike. That's not a distraction. Big Mike has been all up in Beaver's booty hole. Big Mike. There ain't no distraction. That's that's
uh-huh.
booty hole. That's booty juice. That's Big Cheese's booty. Big Mike is terrorizing booty juice from Beaver. That's right. That's what they said. Wow. I said, can you imagine? They gonna say they got to get rid of his ass. If we got tapes of Big Mike fucking Beaver, shit. Now when
Let me
people
see if
go
I can share
crazy,
that. It's
yeah,
not really that long. Um,
it's not
let me
long.
see.
It's Big Mike in the booty. That's the funk man. Big Mike all up
Yeah,
in
but
your booty.
it's a whole lot of things going on, and yeah, the questions, so many questions are being asked because all these CEOs resigning
We're,
all of a sudden
Cause
after
we,
now P Diddy
they're
being
resigning.
arrested.
They're resigning. They're resigning because they're the real power. Who do you think he's been? Who do you think he's been facilitating? He's just a go boy. He's been facilitating the people who has real power. They give him he's the face. They want to make black men the face of it, of all this debauchery shit. When he's not the power, he don't have the power. He's just facilitating all the higher people up. And so now it's time to get rid of his ass.
Hmm. But before I share the video over there, I see one handsome man, Karibu Sana. He says the guy that we hung in Hanson, North Carolina, he from Chicago, and he just got his CDL license. Well,
Yep.
is that a
Young man,
congratulations?
21 years old, and he got killed
Mm,
try to call a suicide. Craziest cat shit.
dang. Wow. Wow. Okay. 10 speed, Karibu Sana. Sorry about that. But 10 speed says my notification did not work. I'm here. Well, by now, YouTube is not going to give you no
We
notification.
don't get no
So
notifications, man. So
if
let
you
me say
don't,
this: if you guys have a Amazon TV Fire Stick, if you have Roku streaming channels, just go to your app thing and download Black Eye Fire Network. We're there. Or if you have an Apple TV, go to Black Eye Fire Network. We're there. So either way, you ain't getting no notifications out. We don't even got no Facebook page no more. They kicked us off of Facebook. Shit. You ain't getting no notifications. We don't even grow on YouTube. I want to get up. I don't even want to use no fucking YouTube. I'm gonna just use Rumble on the weekends. I won't be on no YouTube. I want to say what the fuck I want to say, how I want to say it. I'll be on Rumble and beat shit on the weekends. Damn YouTube ass. Go ahead, Joey.
mm-hmm. But now I've changed from the old high school lady to the to Sana Donna Sama.
Yeah, down
I
to
don't
some.
know,
You
man.
got. Your mosquito said Joey got a fall to drip. Joey didn't know what I knew. I said Joey don't know what that means. Joey like she got a
Your
Jerry
mosquito,
curl.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I
mean,
did the research. Shout out to you. He helped me check it out.
what
That
does it
looks
mean,
bad.
Joey?
I
You
don't.
found out what it means?
A, a dripping hair full of gel,
Yeah,
looking all
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Jerry curl juice you spray on your hair, and then you go around fucking up people's furniture or whatever you touch because your hair be all wet.
Oh my, you're not sleeping in my house. Go wash that shit, please. You're not sleeping in.
Yeah, that was it.
No,
That
no,
was
no,
they
no, no.
say. That what they say. You mess up people's pillowcases. You mess up their couches, particularly you have all that juicy shit. Your hair be all juicy and shit.
And your hands too are gonna be touching the
Yeah,
head every time you're touching it.
yeah. That what
It's
they said.
just
Though.
too intense.
Yeah, now you get it. That what they said. Don't let them people in your house. That's what they say, Joey. That what they used to say back in the day.
Yeah, because all the time they're gonna be looking and touching that hair. Is it still intact? Is the gel still working? Is it still shiny? Nah, please. You're not gonna be washing your hands all the time. Don't touch my coaches. Please get out. You know? That would be crazy. He says, "Hi, Sister Joby. I'm good to send Black God Fire a donation this week. I've been meaning to. I've been busy and forgotten my brother. Thank you so much, Big Cheese. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing amazing." And Jiba also says, "Banner boy, more like Banner busy." Man, there's a video of him circulating right now online when he went live with P Diddy, and P Diddy told him, "I can't wait to see you and hug you, my brother."
That's right.
So people
That's right. I can't wait to hug my penis around your throat, nigga. That's right.
Mm, and
Gurgle,
Jiba says, "Big
gurgle, 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 gurgle. Big Mike as what, Joey?
Viva Fever."
Yes. Oh, Beaver Fever. Yeah, that's a good. That's what they said. I said, goddamn, Big Mike was putting it down on Beaver as a teenager. They said they all wanted Beaver because remember, they all like innocence. That's how Beaver was innocent. And that's why we used to like Joey. We tell Joey shit, and Joey was all innocent back in the day. You see Joey's face, he was like, wow. We don't want to do no, we don't want to sexually molest Joey, but her innocence used to be funny as hell. Like, wow, what?
And
So,
Big Cheese also says, "I'm busy drinking my Beaver Peace Old Banana African Hooch alcoholic drink." Shout out to you. I see you are listening to the show or you catch the show. Shout out to you, man. You know,
yeah, I think
that
who was
vanilla
saying
taste.
banana? Was that Joe? Was that Joey said? I think Joey said that this morning about the
Yeah, that was
bananas.
my last. They make wine out of rotten bananas. That is Malawi.
That's
They
how you know
call
your life
them
all fucked.
rotten.
You know your life all fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, but as we continue, let me play this video as we see what it is talking about.
The FBI are scrambling to cover up damaging footage of the Obamas and other VIP elites engaged in depraved
All
sex
right.
acts with minors, including underage pop stars, according to witnesses who were present during some of their worst excesses. Described as worse than frazzle drip, the scope of the FBI investigation is being kept under a tight wrap because the authorities are desperate to protect their powerful names implicated in Diddy's blackmail operation. Unfortunately for the elites, whistleblowers, including those closest to Diddy and his entourage, are coming forward to expose what they know about sex crimes perpetrated at his infamous freak-off parties, attended by a who's who of Hollywood and DC. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. Industry sources warned for years that Diddy's parties were one of the global elite's playgrounds, where they could satisfy their worst impulses with trafficked minors and coerced child stars. The elites are scrambling to cover up the evidence, and only one thing is for certain. Given the extreme nature of the dirt Diddy has on his VIP friends, there is no way he'll make it to trial. Diddy was operating the Hollywood version of Jeffrey Epstein's brazen VIP pedophile blackmail operation, ensnaring figures including Barack and Michelle Obama. Diddy's right-hand man, Stevie J, sent out a warning shot. posting videos of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party amid reminders that Diddy has compromising material on all of them.
But that wasn't all Stevie J did. He sent out a warning shot, posting video of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party. The Kardashians, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Kevin Hart, every A-lister was there. And Stevie J wants to remind them. Remember, the lawsuit says Diddy has compromising footage of everyone that went to his freak-off parties. Now, we're not saying this is a freak-off party or Diddy has compromising video on any of these people, but this is what Diddy's bodyguard said.
I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
You personally, you think they got tapes?
Well, my personal opinion that if Lil Rob could be trusted and his statements are true, they got him. They got tapes and stuff.
Now, if Diddy had tapes, the feds have them. That's a lot of blackmail.
Is the Diddy scandal set to blow the lid off the whole rotten club? The Daily Mail seems to think so, based on the sickening accounts of child sex and VIP blackmail detailed in the diaries of Kim Porter, Diddy's deceased former partner. In the book, Porter recounts discovering and making copies of tapes Diddy made of himself having sex with young boys he was managing, including a tape involving an 18-year-old pop star who went on to become a household name. Some of the tapes had things I would have never expected. The gay parties are one thing, but the young boys, like two hip-hop stars formerly managed by Diddy, and the then 18-year-old pop star, I would have never known. I know for a fact the sex tape of Diddy with the teenage pop star has been shopped to Hollywood studios by other parties. Bieber tried to warn us in 2017, but the mainstream media were ordered to silence his voice and bury the story. In 2017, Bieber told hundreds of people at a Bible studies class in Los Angeles that he'd woken up to the evils of the music industry, and he needed to get out because it's controlled by the absolute worst kinds of people.
He woke up with a dick in his ass.
Attended by the upper echelon of the music business, including producers, power agents, and international financiers, Bieber described the sexual abuse of young children who'd been brought to the party for the sexual gratification of the industry elite. The media acted like vicious attack dogs when the story broke, making sure it was censored from social media and memory hold on search engines.
Bieber
Now
woke
we
up with a
understand
dick
why.
in his
These
ass.
parties were attended by VIP elites, including Barack and Michelle Obama, according to one of Diddy's sex slaves, who has blown the whistle on their degrading behavior behind closed doors. Michelle is actually a man, according to the whistleblower, and she raped Justin Bieber and other minors on at least 2 occasions, including once on camera.
I was 15 when I was drawn into his orbit. I was picked up on the street by one of his fixers. He promised to make me a star because he said I had the right look to be artist. But instead, I became his prisoner, a sex slave in a world where his rich and powerful friends indulged in the kind of things most people cannot even imagine. At first, it was kind of, fun. I was introduced to big names in the industry, got invited to exclusive parties, and took selfies with famous pop stars. But as I got closer to Diddy, things began to shift. The parties I attended weren't just about having fun. They were private gatherings where the rules of the outside world didn't apply. The rules were that you had to break the rules. Young people like me, models, aspiring artists, and actors, were brought in, told we were special and chosen, but we were just pieces of meat. I met Justin when he was still a 15-year-old kid, around the time he was hanging out with Diddy and Usher. I think I was drawn to him because of how overwhelmed he seemed, almost more shocked by what was happening around us than I was. He wasn't like the others. He still had this innocence, and I could see he was trying to make sense of it all, just like I was. But I think it was his innocence that attracted the pervs too. He was their favorite. Everybody had to have a piece of Bieber. He used to kind of just zone the fuck out. My therapist says it's a form of disassociation. Some people do it when they are deeply traumatized. After a party, Justin would claim he couldn't remember anything, even when there were super famous people at the party like the Obamas, and they had both been intimately involved with him. You've got to understand what these parties were all about. They were sex parties, no holds barred. But it wasn't just consenting adults getting freaky. These were freak-off parties. The more deranged, the better. I'm talking stuff with kids and animals, violence, degradation, even murder. Diddy used to sit in the corner giving himself, pleasure. Or he'd sit in other rooms watching the action on hidden cameras He loved it when the Obamas were there because he used to say Michelle was his favorite person in the world. She has a larger penis than Barack, and she loves minors. She raped Justin at least twice that I know about.
Right.
But he used to claim he couldn't remember anything.
Bigger than Barack.
I saw it happen once in the same room as me. And I have seen another time on tapes that are doing the rounds in the industry. Everything is on tape. I mean, everything. And it's not just the Obamas. I personally know 3 people. 3 people I'm 100% certain who died because Diddy's friends thought they couldn't be trusted with what they knew. This isn't about me. There are networks of abusers all over the country. Everybody knows about Jeffrey Epstein, but he was just one of many. I'm speaking out because of all the young people who are still trapped, who are given no way out.
Hollywood is run by pedophiles.
Of these people who hide
the whole
behind
world is run by pedophiles,
pretending to be role models while they destroy our lives. The world needs to know what really happens behind the scenes.
We couldn't agree more that the whole world needs to wake up to the truth about the global
Remember said they in the fucking animals? That's what happened to them.
About Michelle's real nature after this important word from our sponsor.
Remember, that's what happened to Lady Divine. She went in there on the rooms and caught somebody fucking an animal.
Big Pharma
She's at one of them Hollywood parties. Went in there and found someone, like they said, fucking an animal. Sometimes it'd be women, they fucking an animal. Yeah. She walked in and they was fucking a goat. So imagine a 19-year-old Jovi and a 19-year-old Lady Divine walking and see a producer fucking a goat. God damn. I'm not saying that's good, but I love to see the look on their face. Because their mind can't compute this kind of evil.
The Biden-Harris regime have purposefully caused the price of medicines to skyrocket in America. Effective, affordable medicines that actually work are deliberately hidden from the public because they really don't want you to be healthy. That's why I've partnered with AffordableRxStore.com. Their FDA-approved medicines, including ivermectin.
And that's why you want to deal with Big Mike, because his dick is bigger.
Meaning customers can save a whopping 70% compared to their brand name counterparts. Viewers of this channel are being offered 10% off their first order by using the coupon code TPV10 at the checkout. AffordableRxStore.com provides really fast and discreet shipping. Please click the link below this video or visit AffordableRxStore.com and use coupon code TPV10 at the checkout for a 10% discount on your order. The entertainment elite are in panic mode as their links to the globalist elite and VIP sex parties is blown wide open. Industry insiders are warning against underestimating how deep the rabbit hole goes. The entire industry is rotten to the core, and household names are set to be thrown under the bus of public outrage as damaging leaks continue emerging. The Obamas are at the center of investigations as the truth about Michelle's real identity continues to be exposed.
And everybody is so worried about the elite, and we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Tushla. We know about Akon.
That's the man.
We can give those names all day, and everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between.
So the names that you just mentioned, Barack Obama, Steven Tyler, Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, have you had personal sexual experiences with these people?
Yes.
These people participated.
Right. Big Mike was in that booty.
Firsthand with you.
Yes.
Can you tell that story? Because that's important for people to understand and to know. And to this point, I don't think a national platform has given you the opportunity to say those things.
No, because everybody is complicit.
Oh, exactly.
Everybody.
You know she's not going to say it. They're going to kill her ass. That's right.
FBI.
They know.
It is covered up by your local police department. It is.
That's right. You keep your fucking mouth shut.
World.
Chrissy Teigen also admitted on camera to bizarre sex.
I knew she gonna say no. No, motherfucker, you can't protect me. That's what Lady Divine said. I said, hey, Lady Divine, tell me. She said no. I said, just give me a name. It's you not 19 no more. Tell me. She said no. No fucking way. I'm not telling you shit about no names. She said, they'll kill you, Keith. I said, they'll kill you. They monitor everything. I said, you're not 19 years no more. You're 40-something now. Shit. That's 20-something years ago. Said no. No. She did the same thing that girl did. No. Good job.
children. I'm about to Anthony Weiner this kid. Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail. I just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like a trashy do anything porn star. Is this wrong to think?
With this no good ass fucking mixed sellout ass nigga here. We know that his wife is a pedophile, allegedly. We learned that through Pizzagate. Remember? We learned that shit, all that Pizzagate shit with Barack Obama, Michelle. All that came out about the ordering of children. That was a conspiracy theory. Yeah, we found all pizza was about pedophilia. And you go back and look at all these old people's videos, they all talking about pizza this, pizza that. That means little kids. That's their code words, you know, for booty juice. Booty juice is pizza. What kind of pizza you got? What kind of toppings? I forgot what the toppings meant. We found out all that shit meant little kids and they booties, and if one is naked, if one is black, or one is white, one is a girl, one is a boy. Do pizza fucking talking conversation. And this filthy ass broad, she was all on that shit. Imagine how fucked up John Lennon is. I mean, that's before they elected. That's way back before they elected Bob. That's over 10 years ago.
And the elite
that's 20 years ago almost.
Scale of the horror. New York rapper Smart exposed how artists in the industry are drugged and raped in satanic rituals.
And they get drugged, man. They get that booty.
And the stylist had them first.
Yeah. Yep.
And if the stylist is like, if the stylist report back and be like, oh, he ready, then they invite you to the party. And that's when they be like, yo, look, you go in here, it's gonna be some, you know what I mean? It's a nigga at the door.
Okay, now look, what Alex Vegas is doing to you right now, he's giving you the game of how these niggas be getting turned the fuck out.
Yeah, like
they try to put this tight ass shirt on you.
That's what they do.
And if you wear the shirt,
they like, oh, he ready.
He with it.
That's you telling them like, yeah, I'm ready. And then next thing you know, you get invited to the party with the greeting is the man squeezing your dick.
Whoa.
This is no different than the reports of Aleister Crowley's sex magic being conducted during Hollywood's so-called backdoor orgy mansion parties. While the identities of the perpetrators and their victims change, the nature of their sick and twisted game has always been the same.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy.
He 48 hours with Diddy. I'm been fucking the shit out this little boy.
Like, you know, we're hanging out and what we doing.
I'm gonna fuck the shit out of his ass. Allegedly.
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
It's his dream to touch a big black man's dick.
And given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
He's with Usher.
I had legal guardianship
He's gonna be
of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's
He's gonna be touching my dick tonight.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna
he's with me. He with me, and I'm gonna be going to a lot of white booty.
Like crazy.
That's like crazy, crazy up in some little young white ass. You wanna drive that tonight?
Let's just go get some girls.
Man,
we're gonna get no girls.
It's good. Selling out arenas and everything. Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me for all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
If you read the Washington Post or watch CNN, pedophilia is not a problem. And those who talk about it are tinfoil hat wearing kooks spreading fake news. Unfortunately for the elite, the mainstream media has never been less relevant, and people around the world are waking up to the reality that it operates as a public relations arm for those in power. Bieber is now seeking a priest to perform an exorcism to get rid of the dark spirituality that he says he invited into his body at the start of his career. We can only wish him the best of luck in his endeavors. Here at The People's Voice, we want you to join us in our mission to spread the word and defeat the evil. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, I think that's the.
Tell your friends and family to revolutionize.
Yeah.
That's good. That's it. That's right. Subscribe. Subscribe and put my dick up in you. That's what you do. Subscribe to it. Bieber, you ain't been hanging out with me, man. You ain't been coming to get some of this titty dick up in you. What's wrong with you? Give you all kind of Lamborghinis and Bugattis. You can't get that son without some penis going up in you. What's wrong with you? You're back now, okay? Forget the fake ass hits. You can't really sing. We made you a star, so you gotta get some of this dick.
It's so sad because majority of the people can't talk because that's how they have gotten their wealth. That's how they are driving their cars, living their dream.
That's right,
You
Joby.
know,
That's right.
such a sad life.
That's
Knowing
right.
wherever all of them they are, man, I had to get it done. Literally, I'm part of that list. Anything that's gonna happen, I'm not the nigga people used to think I am in public language. You know, I'm no longer that man. Like, I'm no longer Rick Ross. I'm no longer, the nigga with the most tattoos and everything. you just, you are done. Did it, did it, did it, did it.
But
Like the Sierra mosquito.
imagine what they did when they. Imagine what happened when they. Imagine what happened when they were fucking Rick Ross, big fat greasy ass. Woo! That's a lot of butt cheeks to go in. Shit. You gotta lift. Hey, somebody help me lift up one of these niggas' butt cheeks. His dick is deep up in here. Shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Steve, I know that's what they said, Joby. They was in there with him. Oh my God, there's a lot of meat to get in his ass.
I don't care. Whatever they say, I hope they all got in there. But Big Cheesy says, Puff Daddy are locked. Puff are locked. Meanwhile, Rob Lowe is on the video with a teenager, and Woody Allen is married to the daughter he adopted at 6 years old. Wow. Just a whole lot of scandals.
Yeah, exactly. They said nothing about that. Remember when he married a 6-year-old child and shit. Exactly. I think that little cracker just died this year, last year. That's right, Joby. He's married a 6-year-old child that he adopted. So you know he was fucking her as a child, put his dick all up. That's what they do. Did Hollywood ever get rid of him? No. He still stayed a major producer and director when he got his little goddamn daughter's dick in his mouth. Hey, what was her name? Suling Chai, Suling Fry, some shit. When the mom found out.
And the Puffs wrote on his diary he didn't like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that? What?
Why are you using the Bieber? Why are you using the Bieber? He says,
Bieber is slang for booty, Joby.
Oh, okay.
Bieber slang for booty. You know? Yeah, that would be Joby. When people say Bieber, they gotta do for man coochie or woman coochie. Getting some of that Bieber. That's what it's called. That's the slang. That's what Jim Mosquito's talking about when he's saying it.
Okay. So Big Chin says they say Puff wrote on his diary he didn't like Justin Bieber because his booty was too tight. Okay.
That would happen when you get that virgin. He was getting virgin asshole. That booty wasn't touched. His virgin's tight. That's why he had that baby on. Give me a baby. Let me put this baby all over my dick in your butthole. Shit, god damn it. Hide up in here, nigga. Hide up in here, nigga. That's what all the baby on. That's what the baby on was for.
Nah.
What?
Yes, that is too much information. This they're giving too much information.
That's what that baby on was for. What do you think you had baby on? Women, you don't need baby on for women. You need baby on for men. We know coochie gets wet. You can't get a butthole don't get wet.
Wow.
That's right. That's what everybody say, Joey. Wow, this much baby on. That's right.
As we continue, as we talk about still PDD and trying to understand the distraction, we had Dr. Omar here, who I'm not really that much of a fan. Sometimes he speaks facts, sometimes I think he's a coon. You know,
he mixed them up. He's not a coon, he's just a con man.
Yeah, whatever he calls himself. But let me share this video here. What he was saying.
Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with his major sex crime federally is he's being accused of transporting across lines to engage in sex. What we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the freak-offs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the sugar box. I do not support black women having to
he called it a sugar box. Okay.
sexually exploit their sugar box in order to pay their bills.
All right.
With that being said,
Sugar box.
prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution. Sean Puffy Combs' federal charge is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet. Sexual trafficking that Sean Puffy Combs is being accused of. Not domestic abuse, not freak-offs, not stomping out Cassie, not engaging in sex with underage women. It is interstate sexual trafficking. That is the charge. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up, peace God, because when I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence of Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, I have yet to hear anybody give me a specific piece of intention is the older state sex trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it for the average political IQ Negroes, and I'm gonna say it for the high IQ Negroes. I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on headline news. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Interstate sex trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it for the low political IQ Negroes. I'm gonna say it for the average political IQ Negroes.
Let me say it for you,
I'm gonna say it for the high IQ.
You know, he has the baby oil because he knows dibbing, dabbing, and butt cheeks. You know, don't no grown man with a woman need no baby oil. I'm gonna use this shit unless you want a baby oil, unless you're doing some spike shit. You know, just rub it down for pictures. But you ain't using it for no sex. You know, shit. That's if you're going in the butthole. You know, you're going
at this time. I'm talking about the timing, not just the agenda. The timing. You know why they gave black people Puff Daddy during election season? You know why they gave black people Puff Daddy during election season? The reason they gave you Puff Daddy during election season, the reason they decided to serve up Sean Puffy Combs a few weeks before the election.
Why did they decide to give us your crazy ass? Why did they decide to give us your crazy ass in any season? Shit. Why we gotta keep hearing your crazy ass in any season? Not just election season, but all seasons. Go ahead, Joe.
That they are passing. They want to distract you from the policies that they are enacting. They want to distract you from the initiatives that they are implementing. This is a distraction. And because they know black people love to see black people disgraced, humiliated, and destroyed. They know black people love to see black people disgraced,
No, we don't.
humiliated, and
That's a
destroyed.
lie.
They
That's
said,
a lie.
throw them one of their
That's
own.
a lie.
Let's lynch another Negro today to
That's
send
a
all
lie.
the black people over here.
Black people forgiving in the motherfucker. His ass supposed to be lynched, that wicked shit he was doing. Cause you do wicked shit. See, all you wicked niggas like Tariq are trying to defend Puff Daddy and say, there's no legislation in America being passed right now of a distraction. They're in recess, moron. So I'm a high IQ political nigga, dummy. So you can't push that stupid shit to me, moron. The government's about to get shut down because no one wants to pay the bills because we're broke. So there's no legislation getting passed as a distraction, you dumbass. You all in your scandal because you always doing crooked nigga shit. What is you talking about? Let me say stupid shit. Hey, Umar, it's a distraction that you got millions of dollars from dumb black people you talk about to build a school. Where the fuck is this school? Oh, it's boarded up. You got millions of dollars. What they got for it? Now, I would never send them my kids to your retarded ass because you're a moron. But the people that did send their money, is that a distraction? Where's the school at? Okay? Well, you get to talking about black people and be like, do this because they coming after you for not never building that school when you got millions of dollars in donations. You know, you and Tariq fake phony asses. So, is it a distraction me asking about the goddamn school? Now, Puppy's wicked. A distraction. Now, tell me what legislation is he distracting us from? There is none. You stupid bastard. You just come out here for clout. It's a distraction for black people to push the legislation that they push. Okay, give me some specific legislation that we don't know if it's black pushing that they're pushing. Now, they all trying to put something in the UN, but you're not talking about the UN. You're talking about America itself. And they're in recess because they got no damn money for the government. October 1st, they're talking about shutting down the government. So they're not passing any legislation, moron. There's no one there. You stupid bastard. I'm a high IQ Negro. You talking about? Fucking moron. Can't stand that common ass nigga. Shut the fuck up. You fucking hoarder.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Let's see if we can step out. Do me a favor, Joe. But let's find this video. Go to your YouTube. I mean, go to YouTube. Let's see if at the internet then scrub this. It should be there. Somebody say Umar Johnson's hoarding house, a filthy house. Umar Johnson's filthy house. Now this moron was shooting a video about 6 years ago, this idiot. He didn't know he had turned his camera around and everybody seen how filthy this motherfucker lives. You're like, what? You're like, what? He talking to you, motherfucker, you ain't even, what? Don't give no advice. Huh?
Do we really need to share that?
That's right. We need to share it so we can destroy this nigga's credibility. That's right. Shut the fuck up talking. Got doodle in the middle floor, house clothing, got fucking garbage. Shut the fuck up talking. Here we go. Here we go.
Strong alpha male, send those resumes in. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes.
What happened? Look at that shit. Look at that shit. How that nigga living. Oh, what happened?
My thing is.
Your cat. Yeah. Don't start stuttering. Don't start stuttering now. Yeah. What happened? You fucked the camera up, nigga. What happened? Your house is fucked up, nigga. That's what happened. I said I gotta break Jovi's innocence again. What happened? You filthy nigga. So what happened? It happened that you fucked your camera flip. What'd you say, Jovi?
That was so unnecessary.
I know. Clean up your goddamn house. It is unnecessary to live all filthy, Joey. It is unnecessary.
It's his house.
What is his house?
I'm just gonna say it is his house. I mean, even if you say, I mean, it is his house. That's not gonna change him living. Even if he's a dirty person, I mean, he's gonna maintain being dirty. You think because he was exposed on camera, he's gonna now change and now become a clean person?
Then he can't give you. Then he can't give you no advice. Then he can't be giving me no advice about shit. He can't even take care of his own fucking body. Who's living like that? Did you see that shit, Joey? You see how filthy that shit was? Who the fuck is living that disgusting? Try to give me advice on anything. You shut your mouth. Try to give me no advice. You can't even goddamn. You got doo-doo in the middle floor, cat piss, shit for that. What? And try to get whoa. What happened? See, they kept the video. The video would say, family, I'm moving. I'm in the process of moving. That's why it looks all crazy. Ain't no moving. Your house fucked up because he's nasty. Family, I'm in the process of moving. I don't know what happened. Your screen flipped on you, stupid. You hit the wrong button, and you got fucked up. You got exposed of being nasty, nigga. You got exposed for not washing your ass. You got exposed because ain't nobody washed their ass in that shit. Where's the bathroom at? That's a place that ain't got no water, ain't got no damn toilet. Nigga living like a savage for real. He trying to tell you about the low and the high IQ Negroes. Negro, how high IQ gotta be to make sure you ain't got doo-doo and all kind of shit on your floor with bugs and rats and all kind of shit. How high IQ do you gotta be, Joby? I want to know. You nasty, filthy nigga.
As we get to continue, the next video I'm gonna share is about the ex-Google CEO, and I heard you earlier today not complaining, but you were arguing with Demore, trying to explain to him about artificial intelligence and how it is created, how it doesn't process information on its
not
own.
sentient. No, it processes information.
Yeah.
He thought it was the more he thought it was alive. He thought it was sentient because it can gather information. That doesn't mean it's conscious. The more he thinks it's conscious, not conscious. Go ahead.
No, it's not conscious. So let me share this video.
When they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet.
Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, just did an interview at Stanford where he talked about a lot of controversial stuff. Initially, the interview was uploaded on Stanford's YouTube channel, but a couple days later, the interview was taken down from YouTube and everywhere else.
Yeah, because
today,
because that moron wants to make killer robots. See, they'll not tell you about that. This moron wants to make killer robots. They kill people. You get it? They want to make killer robots and pretend like, oh, we need to make killer robots for our the white man always talking about his defense. He don't never defend. She's always invading and killing people. So they took it down because they, oh, you full of shit. They want to make robots to kill people because they know people don't want to fight no more in their wars. So right now they're making killer robots, guys. They told Demore it's probably more advanced than we know. Demore's like, wow, how did it make such shit blow up? When they blew up all these damn Palestinians with their cell phones, their beepers, and their walkie-talkies and everything else. Because remember, most of those people's eyes sockets blew out their head. Not only did you get fucked up, your eyes blew out your fucking head. So you got over 2,000 or 3,000 people that are now blind for life because their eyes will blow out their head. Anybody do anything about it? Of course not. So these are the same people now want to make robots that are killer robots to go to countries. Now we make these smart robots, so it only be about defense. But then he said, but you know how defense works. We got to go invade people. Yeah, brother says it's about defense, but they always got to be unwilling because they know they're full of shit. Because they know their true intent is to invade people and kill people and steal their shit. That's white culture. White people had never created nothing, never invented shit, never done shit. Their wealth has been based on how much could we steal? How much can we knock you in your goddamn head and take it from you? And then say, oh, look at you, you fucked up. Look how fucked up you are that we stole all your shit. You crazy. So they took his video down because he was talking about, yeah, we're using for defense. But, you know, when we're defending ourselves, we usually got to invade people. Then that's not defense. Because you know white people don't believe in no damn defense. They mean invading and killing people. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about, you never would have believed I'm with the Pentagon and I've been creating robots. That's where you started from before they made you. See, you've been with, see, he thinks you don't know he was with the CIA and the Pentagon before they sent his ass to Google. Moron, we know the CIA built Google. So we know you was part of the CIA before they sent you over there. And you just coming back to where you started from. He's trying to be slick. Most people wouldn't believe I'm with the Pentagon and the CIA. Motherfucker, that's where you started from. You didn't start from no goddamn Google. The CIA put you in head of Google because they created it. And now you got to talk about killer robots. I let Joby play it. Go ahead, Joby. Killer robots.
When they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet.
Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, just did an interview at Stanford where he talked about a lot of controversial stuff. Initially, the interview was uploaded on Stanford's YouTube channel, but a couple days later, the interview was taken down from YouTube and everywhere else. But today, I was somehow able to access the interview video after spending multiple hours. So let's watch it together and dissect some important parts of the interview.
In the next year, you're going to see very large context windows, agents, and text to action. When they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet. Much bigger than the horrific impact we've had by social media, right, in my view. So here's why. In a context window, you can basically use that as short-term memory. And I was shocked that context windows get this long. The technical reasons have to do with when they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet.
Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, just did an interview at Stanford where he talked about a lot of controversial stuff. Initially, the interview was uploaded on Stanford's YouTube channel, but a couple days later, the interview was taken down from YouTube and everywhere else. But today, I was somehow able to access the interview video after spending multiple hours. So let's watch it together and dissect some important parts of the interview.
In the next year, you're going to see very large technical reasons have to do with the fact that it's hard to serve, hard to calculate, and so forth. The interesting thing about short-term memory is when you feed you ask it a question, read 20 books, you give it the text of the books is the query, and you say, tell me what they say. It forgets the middle, which is exactly how human brains work too, right? That's where we are. With respect to agents, there are people who are now building essentially LLM agents, and the way they do it is they read something like chemistry, they discover the principles of chemistry, and then they test it, and then they add that back into their understanding, right? That's extremely powerful. And then the third thing, as I mentioned, is text to action. So I'll give you an example. The government is in the process of trying to ban TikTok. We'll see if that actually happens. If TikTok is banned, here's what I propose each and every one of you do. Say to your LLM, follow. Technical reasons have to do with the fact that it's hard to serve, hard to calculate, and so forth. The interesting thing about short-term memory is when you feed them the following. Make me a copy of TikTok, steal all the users, steal all the music, put my preferences in it, produce this program in the next 30 seconds, release it, and in 1 hour, if it's not viral, do something different along the same lines. That's the command. Boom, 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 right? You understand how powerful that is. If you can go from arbitrary language to arbitrary digital command, which is essentially what Python in this scenario is, imagine that each and every human on the planet that work for me who don't do what I ask, right? The programmers here know what I'm talking about. So imagine a non-arrogant programmer that actually does what you want, and you don't have to pay all that money to. And there's infinite supply of these programs.
And this is all within the next
the following.
This is all within the next year or two.
Very soon.
So, we've already discussed on this channel a number of different versions of this. Whether you're talking about Aider, Devin, Pythagora, or just using agents to collaborate with each other in code, there are just so many great options for coding assistance right now. However, AI coders that can actually build full-stack complex applications, we're not quite there yet, but hopefully soon. And also, what he's describing of just saying download all the music and the secrets and recreate, that's not really possible right now. Obviously, all of that stuff is behind security walls, and you can't just download all that stuff. So if he's saying, hey, reproduce the functionality, you can certainly do that.
Those three things, and I'm quite convinced it's the union of those three things that will happen in the next wave. So you asked about what else is going to happen. Every 6 months I oscillate. So we're on it's an even odd oscillation. So at the moment, the gap is all within the next year or two. Very soon.
So, we've already discussed on this channel a number of different versions of this, whether you're talking about Aider, Devon, Pythagora, or just using agent
frontier models, of which there are now only 3. I'll review who they are. And everybody else appears to me to be getting larger. 6 months ago, I was convinced that the gap was getting smaller. So I invested lots of money in the little companies. Now I'm not so sure. And I'm talking to the big companies, and the big companies are telling me that they need 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion.
Stargate is 100 billion, right?
They're very, very hard. I talked to Sam Altman is a close friend. He believes that it's going to take about 300 billion, maybe more. I pointed out to him that I'd done the calculation on the amount of energy required. And I then, in the spirit of full disclosure, went to the White House on Friday and told them that we need to become best friends with Canada. Because Canada has really nice people, helped invent AI, and lots of hydropower. Because frontier models, of which there are now only 3. I'll review who they are. And lots of hydropower. Because we as a country do not have enough power to do this. The alternative is to have the Arabs fund it. And I like the Arabs personally. I spent lots of time there, right? But they're not going to adhere to our national security rules. Whereas Canada and the US are part of a triumvirate where we all agree on.
So these $100 billion, $300 billion data centers, electricity starts becoming the scarce resource.
Now, first of all, we definitely don't have enough energy resources to achieve AGI. It's just not possible right now.
Pause it, pause it, Joby, can you hear me? Pause it. Like I told Demore. Using that solar panel.
Pardon?
You have to have energy, abundant energy. What you say, Joby? Oh.
Yeah, come again.
Yeah, you have to have abundant energy. I said to have AI the way they want it, can't be talking about this Green New Deal shit because you'd have to have abundant energy and you can't use windmills and solar panels to power AI. It's not enough power in that. Like I told them, you ain't able to you got your power goes off. It's not sustainable.
You're breaking. You're breaking.
For the power infrastructure, and like I said, I hear you do that. Go ahead, Joby. Yeah, I'm breaking.
And I think that's also not actually true. Sam Altman has said similar things. He has said that we need to be able to do more with less, or even the same amount of data, because we've already used all the data that humanity has ever created. There's really no more left. So we're going to need to either figure out how to create synthetic data that is valuable, not just derivative, and we're also going to have to do more with the data that we do have.
And lots of hydropower, because we as a country do not have enough power
to have.
You were at Google for a long time, and they invented the transformer architecture.
It's all Peter's fault.
Thanks to brilliant people over there like Peter and Jeff Dean and everyone. But now it doesn't seem like they've kind of lost the initiative to OpenAI, and even the last leaderboard I saw, Anthropic's Claude was at the top of the list. I asked Sundar this; he didn't really give me a very sharp answer. Maybe you have a sharper or a more objective explanation for what's going on there.
I'm no longer a Google employee.
Yes.
In the spirit of full disclosure, Google decided that work-life balance and going home early and working from home was more important than winning.
Okay, so that is the line that got him in trouble. It was everywhere, all over Twitter, all over the news. When he said Google prioritized work-life balance, going home early, not working as hard as you have.
You were
the winning. They chose work-life balance over winning. And that's actually a pretty common perception of Google.
And the reason startups work is because the people work like hell. And I'm sorry to be so blunt, but the fact of the matter is if you all leave the university and go found a company, you're not going to let people work from home and only come in 1 day a week if you want to compete against the other startups.
When in the early days of Google, Microsoft was like that.
Exactly.
But now it seems to be...
And there's a long history of, in my industry, our industry, I guess, of companies winning in a genuinely creative way and really dominating a space and not making the next transition. It's very well documented. And I think that the truth is, founders are special. The founders need to be in charge. The founders are difficult to work with. They push people hard. As much as we can dislike Elon's personal behavior,
the winning. They chose work-life balance over winning, and that's actually a pretty.
Can dislike Elon's personal behavior. look at what he gets out of people. I had dinner with him, and he was flying. I was in Montana. He was flying that night at 10 p.m. to have a meeting at midnight with X.AI. Right? Think about it. I was in Taiwan, different country, different culture, and they said that, and this is TSMC, who I'm very impressed with, and they have a rule that the starting PhDs coming out of they're good physicists, work in the factory on the basement floor. Now, can you imagine getting American physicists to do that? The PhDs? Highly unlikely. Different work ethic. And the problem here, the reason I'm being so harsh about work is that these are systems which have network effects. So time matters a lot. And in most businesses, time doesn't matter that much, right? You have lots of time. You know, Coke and Pepsi will still be around, and the fight between Coke and Pepsi and dislike.
Yep. So that's the video.
Coke and Pepsi. There's no fight against Coke. There's no fight against no Coke and Pepsi. Because the same people on both of them. Coke and Pepsi. All the tech stuff. Coke and Pepsi.
Your break. Your audio is really choppy, but as we get to continue, I see Jason says, Jason Karibu Sana, I see you had made a comment earlier there about the robots. You say that they want to Skynet the robots, and you used to say that until these robots start taking out mankind, they already have started replacing the mankind, because actually in Africa, people are celebrating this instead of actually being in a rejection of this, and which I don't understand. We have less information, not me, majority of our people have less information about what is happening, but I've seen, and Demoros reported on that, and also reported on that. There is a hotel, I can't remember where, but it has already replaced 3 waiters, and they're saying they're looking forward to even add more, so that they can help them have easy access to service to the customer, and the customers love it too. Majority of the times why people will come back on that hotel is because of the, them looking at the robots and how they work and all that, understanding the African mindset. So
is that in Africa?
Yeah, in Kenya actually.
Oh shit, where at Nairobi or Mombasa?
I'm not sure. I can't remember the hotel, but we reported on that. But it is already very active, where 3 robots have already replaced some few waiters.
There's no jobs in Kenya. You bring a robots in to replace people that don't have jobs. There's no jobs have been created. Yeah, that's gonna work. You got no jobs, so that means that means the waiters and the robots don't generate any income. Robots don't pay taxes, guys. So there's no benefit to the economy. So you allowing this in your country is stupid, because there's no benefit to your economy. It hurts. So you lose now 3 jobs of people that were paying taxes to add to your goddamn national income as a government. So if you put a bunch of robots more on, means your country's gonna go broke. Because robots don't get paid and they don't pay taxes. So you destroy your economy.
Exactly.
But of course, white people gonna tell you do this, and since you morons are dumb, you love white people, tell you stupid shit, you can't figure out common sense shit, so you're gonna throw your people into more poverty.
Shout to Byron Scott, Karibu Sana. Yeah, it's common sense, but apparently our people don't see that as common sense. Jason also says they said TikTok is another avenue to test people reaction towards a social credit system. That's what some are saying. It's a catch to so many things. You think so? That does make sense somehow. It does make sense. It does really make a whole lot of sense if you try to think about it, because how comes TikTok is the only platform they allowed to, I mean, they have not allowed everything, but they kind of have allowed so much information to leak out of TikTok. Most of the information
they allow me on that shit. You don't allow me on that shit. Yeah. There's good information on it. They don't allow me on that shit. Every time I go live, every time I get banned. I never last a show on that TikTok shit. On both accounts. Every time I do a show, it's suspended for a week again. What? Every time. I ain't got to do a show on that TikTok shit like in 5 months.
Yeah, so yeah, that could make sense, a whole lot of sense, Jason, because it's questionable. I've always questioned too, how comes if they control, when they control the platforms, how comes TikTok people can freely be able to express information
It ain't freely. I know this TikTok allow you to put it if you record it.
I'm not saying it freely, but you can't do some things to do the same way or you do it on YouTube. The information you have to.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Literally, most of the freedom that we don't have on Instagram and on YouTube, which you have on TikTok. You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
The only two free sites I know that you can use that don't fucking ban you are BitChute and Rumble. I mean, those are the only ones I know you can say exactly what you want to say without somebody striking your shit down. But I don't know. Every time I go live on Rumble now, they cut off my show like in 20 minutes. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Every time. But BitChute, say what the fuck you want to say. You know how many racist comments I got? Talking about the damn Arab on one of them shows. I was not the you know, dirty nigga. I was all kind of dirty niggas. How dare you talk about us? Breaking up again?
You're crazy. But you are crazy. But as we get to continue to the last conversation of the day, is about a story, a lady who's being cancelled actually because of trying to create a documentary of the Lanier Lake. Is it Lanier, if I'm pronouncing it correctly? I don't know if it's
Lanier Lake. You're talking about Lanier Lake out there by Atlanta.
Yes.
North of Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Lanier Lake.
So sorry that this lady wanted to produce, but I spoke about this earlier, how I'm going to bring it up, and that they're trying to cancel her. But I'm going to share a bit of her history, what she says on this documentary, and also the racist comments coming from white people, because white people are saying we need to cancel this documentary the same way we've canceled black people for over the years. So it's crazy. So let me share this.
Not think about as a people, think about Oscarville and the people of Oscarville. Let's think about that. Let's think about their lives, their families, because their families are probably some of our families, and we just don't know it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's come to the outside of fear. Let's learn our stories, and then let's stand on our stories. It's our story, because Oscarville is our story, and we shouldn't run away from our story.
Yeah, so it's supposed to come on Prime, that is on Amazon Prime. So they're trying to cancel the documentary not to be released. So let me share this, then I'll share the next, a little bit of our audio where she does the intro and everything. I don't know if they're going to allow it to be released, because you can see already the chant, how it's going on online, but it was expected to be released on Amazon. She talks about where black people have lacked their history, those who have survived so many tortures but still lack to trace their histories because of how white people have also erased our history for years.
Of course.
It's crazy.
Let's get this documentary canceled, just like we canceled black people years ago. Unbelievable, man. When I read this, my blood was boiling. To realize that there are still people out there today, to the left and to the right of us, who smile in our faces, yet think like this behind our backs. Y'all, people think like this still. They don't want us to shout. They don't want us to win.
Well, you're stupid if you think they didn't think like that no more. That's your fault.
If we do not support the things that support us, the things that show our foundation, then the only people who win are the people like Jamie Black. And I for damn sure am not one of those people who are going to let that happen. Let's get.
Yeah,
That's
so
the end.
you can blame. No, not really. That was just a reaction from the comments made under the trailer of how the documentary, what it's going to talk about. So I'm gonna share this coming from. So I'm gonna share this video of us, the intro of the documentary, what it's gonna be about, and then we're gonna call it a wrap as we finish with today's show.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you just hear the words?
If it's audible enough. Okay.
I think about the day I almost lost my life. I think about the fact that I could have never come home to my mom and my family again. I remember going underneath the water and seeing the trees. I don't know who saved me. I just know it was ordained and sent by God. I yelled, my feet won't touch the ground, and I looked around and there was no one there. And then whoosh, right back under the water. I did the people a disservice by playing and having a good time and not even knowing my history. I am still shaken up by it. My full name is Chastity Blunt Dawson, and my occupation is a stay-at-home mom and a survivor of Lake Lanier. In 1997, when I was 21 years old, I remember being out on the water, on the floaty, vividly. I remember going underneath the water, vividly. While I'm talking to you, I can actually see that. I remember the instructions that I was given underneath the water to be able to come from underneath the water. I remember vividly going back underneath the water and seeing the trees and just being in awe at the fact that there were trees down there. And I didn't know how to explain that. So I really didn't know how to explain that to people when I came home, or even
that means she didn't know. She didn't know. Pause. That means she didn't know that was once a town. She didn't know that was once a town that they had drowned. So that history she didn't know. So her going in the lake and seeing trees down there, so she was fucked up. Didn't know that used to be a black city, a black town. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
So I found out about Oscarville. So with all that, it brings a sadness to know that happened. It brings a sadness to know that I was actually out there having fun and chilling and all that good stuff. And it was a grave site underneath the water, and I didn't even know it. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that people lost their life there. You know? I kind of felt a little guilty because I was one of the people that was on the water having a good time.
That's right, because they always told you. So it means your parents are stupid. Pause it. Your parents are stupid. They always told you black people don't fuck around out there. You're not supposed to see black people on Lake Lanier at all. And that's about maybe 30 miles north of Atlanta. The known thing is that you're not supposed to. So you from that area, it means your parents are morons. The whole thing is that I'm not even from there, and I know that story. You're not supposed to fuck around nowhere around Lake Lanier because it's disrespectful to black people who were drowned in that town. They said because they claim that there's still spirits down there that snatch white people down there and drown their ass. Go ahead.
Whichever one you want to use of what happened and what was underneath where I was, you know? So there's a little guilt of the fun of that day. If you can just imagine being on the campus every day, all day, you can't really go anywhere until the weekend. So you're with a bunch of people that you don't really know. So it was a good time to actually get out and feel normal, you know, to just be having fun, to have your little swimsuit on. You know, we having barbecue. It felt like a family reunion type of vibe, you know. So it felt really good to be out and about. So I think that's one of the reasons why I was so brave about going into the water, because I was having a great time. Nothing scary was going on. We didn't know anything about the scariness that was going on underneath the water. There was none of that going on. It wasn't until actually we went out on the water and we were chilling, having a good time. And that's when Demon came out. You know, he wanted to hang out with us. And like I said in my TikTok, we hadn't hung out with him but twice. And he looked different after we smoked and stuff. He looked like a demon. So I didn't want to smoke with him anymore. I didn't want to hang out with him anymore. So when he came out on the water, I didn't want him up there. You know, I'm very outspoken, so I didn't make it. I probably didn't even say it nice. I didn't make it as if make him feel comfortable with being out there. I let him know that no, that's not what we're gonna do today. You know what I mean? And don't come out here playing. You know, because we can't swim. He pretended as if he was gonna leave. Well, I thought that he was actually going under the water and swimming away, but that's not what he did. He went under the water. He went underneath the floaty, and then he came up and knocked us off the float. I went this way. Twin went that way. I don't know exactly what was happening with Twin because I know that once I hit the water, once my head went under the water, it was just like there was no fear at that moment. What I felt before the moment, I can't tell you. But after, when my head went underneath the water, there was no fear. It was amazement. Like, wow, there's trees under here. And then I heard a voice say to me, Chastity, you're under the water. And I was like, okay, not like this, Lord, not like this. You know, immediately I started saying, not like this, Lord. And then I heard the voice again, and I saw in my head a picture of the instructions that I heard, which was to take my hands, cuff them like this, and act like I do like a flying emotion. And I did that. I came up out the water. I screamed, my feet touched the ground, and then whoosh, right back under the water. When I went back under the water, I went right back into amazement of, oh, wow, these trees under here. And then from that point, I don't know what happened. I just remember I noticed that I wasn't dead and I noticed that I wasn't under the water anymore. So I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I could see the shore and I could see a male of darker skin carrying me. I didn't look up into his face or anything. I had my head buried into his chest. He walked me to the shore, sat me down. As soon as he sat me down, my head came up. I looked up. I saw a boy. I saw the demon dude. And I said, that's him. He knocked us off the floor. He tried to drown me. And at that moment, that's when all the guys, you know, they rushed him. And it was like a brawl on the shore. It got broken up. We had to cut the field trip short right then and there and head back to the center. When we got back to the center, I did not see him anymore. He was terminated and sent home that night. Still to this day, I don't go in open bodies of water. I don't go past 3.5 feet in the pool. So today was a day of dealing with my stuff, overcoming my fears, and facing the dragon, so to speak, today. So I appreciate that opportunity to do that.
Earlier, before Chastity was interviewed, the team got B-roll in the exact spot that Chastity almost drowned in 1997 on Lake Lanier. It was a complete coincidence that shook her to the core.
I mean, it was as if somebody knew and they went and they put the little floaty out there. And then they even set a kid exactly in the spot that I would have been sitting on when I got set down on the shore. You know, that was like really weird because when we first went out, I was looking around, I was like, that just looks familiar to me. I don't remember houses and docks and stuff, you know what I mean? And as we went out and I looked over, I was like, that looks like, I mean, it was as if it kind of drew me to look that way. Honestly, if I just be honest, that's why I got so emotional because it kind of drew me to look that way. And I did, and I was like, that looks like the place. So what is that over there? Because that looks like it. And the closer we got to it, I could not shake the feeling that was it. And then when we got over there, I was like, I could actually see it in my head. I could actually see exactly the spot. Excuse me. I could see the exact spot that everything happened. And it was exactly the spot where the floaty was. Maybe just a little bit to the right, a little bit further out to the right, where we were on the boat when I said right here in this spot. When I looked back, I could actually see a little girl. It was actually two little girls, actually. A little bitty girl and one a little bigger on the shore in the exact spot where I would have been sitting. Like, it looked exactly the same in my head when I looked at that place. And that's...
Yeah, Joe was great. See you with your question. You're saying, is she saying she was swimming and flying with the spirits? I think someone set up a boat, if I'm getting the story correct. Someone set up a boat there, someone who probably knew the story, and they became friends. And then her discovering, of course, Lake Lanier, what it was all about. they tried to literally drown something, until probably I watched the whole documentary, which again I said it's supposed to be released on Amazon. They're trying to cancel it. Then I can't really say much of that. That was a 10-minute of just her saying the whole situation, how it went down. But there's so many videos, so many videos, especially on YouTube, of and I think there's a time I also shared this story. We spoke about it slightly on one of these shows, about the history of Lake Lanier, how they drowned those people. It was a town, and the same thing that Keith actually has mentioned even here. We mentioned about it, how Black people should not go there messing around, because of it should come from a point of just respect, not even the spirits, just respecting. And if you know the history, like, I shouldn't be messing around here because my
People were
ancestors.
murdered. People
Yeah,
drowned.
I
Exactly.
have. Yeah, whether they come from your lineage or not, it's your people. Like, it's your people, because Black people love assuming shit
So they
because of,
said. Yeah,
especially African
that's why they say a
tribes
lot of
or
white people
whatever.
died there on that lake. They say a lot of white people die on that lake because black people, because the souls are not rested. So a lot of accidents where people drown on that lake. He said Africans, you don't go on that lake. Black people, you don't go on that lake because those spirits, those people's bodies, their souls are not at rest. So the story is that they out there drowning motherfuckers. You know, so she probably said something. One of the spirits saved her, reached out her hand, was probably black, and said, "Baby, you don't belong here. Let's take you back to shore." Because that happens. But you guys understand, you have a seen and unseen world. So it could be a lot of those people got trapped down there and have not left and gone to the astral plane to be reborn yet. They could be dealing with trauma. That's what a ghost is. That's energy in certain areas. That's bad energy that hasn't been resolved. So we see a ghost, like, oh, is it real? Do ghosts exist? Yes. That's those things. Those are people who died in trauma and cannot find the will to leave that area. So you call it a haunting. It's just that the people died in trauma and they're not able to leave on. They're not able to leave that area. They're not able to go on and either get out of this matrix or go to the astral plane and be reborn. You know, and we know these things exist because that's why you can pick up the magnetic field with certain instruments to know that something's there. You can't see it, but you know it's there because you can feel the electromagnetic pull of it. The things exist outside your vision. So a lot of those people died being drowned, so they wiped out. So you know, it might got motherfucking a soul out there that's not ready to come back and still wants vengeance out there drowning white people. Yeah, get your ass down in this goddamn water. So we know we got a lot of white people that end up having accidents out there on that river. That's on that lake. That's a fact. So so it might have been somebody that's dealing with trauma that that helped her get back to the shore. And she don't know how she got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she doesn't. But as we get closer to winding up, I see Unsunken One says, we know the central story. Well, yeah, I do bet majority of you do know the story, but once a while, also like going back to histories is not really, really bad, especially for the current generations, because again, there's so much misinformation that we have about both of us, and I mean both of us is
That's why they took that African. That's why they took that African stream, because anything talking about positive black people real history is a threat to white supremacy. That's why it's hypersensitive when black people like us talk about what's real, how things really work. That's why we're censored, we're banned. You know, an African stream was mine. I do remember Joe. Said, "How's this channel not being taken down?" I said, "It will, Joe. It will. It will. It will."
Yeah, because these numbers are growing. Why comes these people are sharing too many facts? How come? But yeah, shout out to that amazing page. I hope the numbers are gonna grow. Of course, definitely right now they're shadow banned. It's gonna take time for them to build up their numbers again.
They're on TikTok, but they're not letting them back on Facebook, and they're They're banned. They got banned. They're banned. They're not getting back on YouTube so now they said they're gonna go to Rumble. Like I said, that's what they're going to Rumble and BitChute, and also they still got their TikTok page. But no, they can't get back on YouTube. They're banned. They're done. They're done. You have to do this for me, Joy, before we leave. That's how you know it's real. Say, go to YouTube and say the State Department, Anthony Blinken, talks about Africa Stream. State Department talks about banning Africa Stream. There's a threat. All they do is make videos. There's a threat. Because they look at you. They monitor all these channels. Shadow ban. They all got blocked. That's why you think our Facebook shit got taken down. I'm like, damn. I know we was getting threatened every time on Facebook. I was getting threatened on Facebook every week. They're going to take your shit down. We're going to take your shit down. We're going to take your shit down. I just figured, because I remember Joey said, have you seen this, Keith? I said, they've been threatening us, Joey, but they haven't took nothing down. Then one day I came back and that shit was gone.
Yeah, I see the video, but it's too long. I'm not going to share. It's a 40-minute video.
Just share the first 5 minutes. It's like 5 minutes of it. Yeah, it's a short one. It's just, it wasn't 5. But I did, it was like 3 minutes and we banned. They try to say it's Russian propaganda. Hey, what do you got to do with Russia? They talk about Africa, not Russia. You threat the white power. I always tell you, if I had the money, you got to build your own, man. I knew that shit was going to cost money. I was going to have to build the shit. And I think I've updated, they're almost done with it. I've updated our app to include Rumble and BitChute and everything on it. It's probably done by Friday. I'll let you guys know so you can update your app. It'll have our Rumble channel and our BitChute channel.
Now, what do you suppose Russia is trying to achieve in Africa by denigrating the United States and European countries?
Russia.
Well, it's hard to get inside the head of the Kremlin when it.
That's not Russia denigrating nobody. That's Africans, don't you? That's Africans denigrating your ass. It ain't no got to do with no damn Russia. We know that you colonized, stolen.
Their objectives. I think it's
Russia
a frustration for Russia that the United States, over the last 20 years, as Secretary Blinken said during his trip to Africa, had spent something like $100 billion in health initiatives.
Oh, what? Hey, where? There's no. Where is the help? See, all this like, where the help America done for Africa? You don't see no fucking help you done with African people. What the fuck is you talking about? They just create their own reality. That's why you can't talk about them. They create their own fake reality. America's done more than help them. They ain't done nothing but steal, rob, and kill.
Africa Stream has just got banned from YouTube and Meta, and I think Instagram too. Some things
YouTube, Meta, Instagram.
And the only way for evil to win is for good people to say nothing. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. PTC channel, like, subscribe, click that notification button. What's up? Because anybody believes just been banned on YouTube and I believe Meta on Facebook. We have a problem. It seems like every time there's an election coming, this happens. Every time. It just never fails happens to my channel as well. But let's dive into this. Let's dive in because the freedom of speech is very, very important. Probably one of the greatest freedoms that we have. If not the most ultimate freedom that you have.
A wide range of social media platforms.
Most ultimate freedom that you have.
RT also secretly runs the online platform African Stream across a wide range of social media platforms.
You know, Anthony Blinken is a small hat.
Its website, African
Small
Stream
hats
is,
run the planet.
a pan-African digital media organization based exclusively on social media platforms.
And then there was no pan-African.
To all Africans, both at home and abroad. In reality, the only voice it gives is to Kremlin propagandists.
Kremlin.
I heard it from Blinken himself.
We know they don't got shit to do with no damn
proof. I hate. Where is the proof?
There's none.
African Stream did this. That they were, I mean, propaganda. So you're allowed to have propaganda. It's fine. You can propaganda. Anybody can throw propaganda out there. It's living. It's out there. But it's not illegal to have a specific view on something. They put this out there and expect us just to believe it. Is that
They put
propaganda?
that there because their numbers were growing. They got to be shut the fuck up.
You know, that's what happens when you talk the truth. Get ready.
That's right.
Stay ready.
That's right. Because they're not gonna allow them to grow no more. They're gonna have to build. They got to build their own shit.
You gotta focus on the agenda, the message. Don't go there with the money mindset. You're gonna. It's not for the. This one is not for the money. You have to get ready. If you wanna become a money mindset type of person, you have to become a coon. You know, do the
Right.
dressing, do the BD. You know, do the Asha,
Yep.
do the
You have to
Biba.
open. Right. You have to open that butt. You have to open that butthole open, Joby, and get a lot of baby. And get a lot of baby lotion. Not lotion, but what's that shit called? Baby oil.
Man, that shit smells so bad. The baby oil smells so bad. They smell bad. They don't smell good. They smell
What kind of baby oil you got? How baby oil smell bad? What kind of baby oil you fucking with?
I don't use baby oils. I have a lot of
I don't
siblings.
either.
Remember, siblings.
Oh.
I
Your
have siblings who have,
your parents are putting baby oil on them?
you know, kids when they using diapers, they need baby oils because the diapers burn them. So before you put a diaper or after you put the diaper on them, you need to apply the baby oils
All
to
right.
reduce the friction or something. Yeah.
Okay. Getting them young, getting them ready young. Okay. Getting them ready young for the cheeks taken.
Wow. Yes, wow. Much love, family. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you so much, Trevor.
What's up, guys?
Better.
Hey, you do better. Tell your parents not put. I never use no damn baby oil on my kids. You tell you better. So I don't know nothing about no damn baby oil. Don't get mad at me.
And you guys, they were using powder on you guys. There was no.
Yeah, powder. Exactly. It's a baby powder. Exactly. Which is not healthy. That causes cancer. Yeah, I was using baby powder. Put this baby powder on your bare ass.
Anyway, everyone was been with us on today's episode of the Africa Today show. Hope you guys have enjoyed the conversation. We were actually to not do this show because of our internet, but I'm grateful it has been able to compensate with us till the end and without any issues. But thank you so much.
The jibber jabber. That's how the baby will say jibber jabber and you know about all of it. And asked me, by next week I should have enough them have Job in them every show like I did. I'm gonna start having them open up the page and show the vitamins that we have that we need. I'm buying them, so we need them. The ashwagandha, the vitamin D, the beetroot, a whole bunch of other stuff I can't remember that's put in there. So I said we put them in there, but I'm gonna have them start at least doing the top of the hour, bottom of the hour, and also going through the damn apparel store. Generate some damn income.
See you guys on Wednesday, same time, same place. Tomorrow on the network, it shall be there. Remember to request your jams. I shall be the DJ. You know what's up. So see you guys.
Yeah. You gonna be the DJ? Hey, don't bring no request. Good luck with that.
Much love, family.
I was listening. Let me say something real quick. I love the Jay Jumping them love that reggae. I was asking a friend, hey, make that reggae shit that made it big. He said, yeah, man, all that shit sound the same. I said, yeah, I know. All that shit that make it American, all that shit got the same beat. Damn. I knew he was gonna say that. I just thought it was funny. I know. I know we sorry. I know, Joey. I'm sorry.
Much love.